Shalom, Dartonians, and welcome back to the Wandering Larper. I'm your host, Salvatore, along with co-host
Ashley Gray.
And tonight's episode is the Wandering Larper's Intermediate Guide to Larping. This is the part 2. Hopefully you've already watched part 1, the Beginner's Guide to Larping. So this is the Intermediate Guide. And without further ado, let's jump right into the episode. So, we decided we were going to do a Swords and Spells LARP. So, like I suggested in the first episode, we contacted some LARP owners and we wanted to see who was doing a free or a discounted event. And we reached out to Nero International and they gave us a free event. So, we decided that we were going to each take $50. And we were going to make costumes for it. So let's break down the $50 costumes that we made.
I got a corset for $25 off of Amazon. I also got a skirt for $12 off of Amazon. And everything else I already had. Black leggings, the black shirt, and my belt.
And the $13 Hero's Edge dagger.
Absolutely. Well under $50.
So I went right to the $50 marker and I got the Hero's Edge battle axe. I got these gloves and this hat for under $20 on Amazon. This was $25 on Amazon. And then I took the leftover money and I just bought fabric to make this tunic and to also make this cape. We decided on our build coming in. We came in at level 4.5. So I decided to be a strength fighter and you decided on
earth casting.
So I invested my build points into getting a +2 with a one-handed edge on my character, and you put your build points into
earth magic
and first aid.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all set. We've arrived at the LARP. It's Friday night. We've done check-in. We've got our extra stuff in our cooler at the cabin. What's in store? The first thing is opening ceremonies.
Yay.
Let's describe opening ceremonies.
All of town gathers. There's usually a drum or a horn or some sort of whistle to call you. And you gather in a big room and they tell you anything that happened from the last event to this and any rule changes or anything special that you need to know. And usually they'll ask if you are a first-time player. And if so, there is a safety course that is mandatory for all first-time players.
Oh yeah, and they're going to break down a lot of in-game mechanics, rules, just a whole bunch of general stuff you're going to need to know in-game about the setting and the environment. So you've gone through the safety course now, and you've been released into the wild, and you really want to kill something because you want to skin a goblin or defeat an ogre or an orc. You want to get its treasure. You've heard about this. You're ready for it. So let's talk about how to kill something in game.
Yeah,
okay?
So now you're in play.
So we're going to see a creature or a monster. They're going to be designated because they're going to be wearing a certain colored tabard and a mask, and they're going to be acting monster-like. So when we see them, even if we want to make sure it's a monster, not a player, we can say, "What do we see?"
And the monster will reply.
Yes, and the monster will reply with a description. So if it's a goblin, he'll say something like 4-foot tall, green-skinned humanoid. So you're going to assume it's a goblin. So the goblin and you now are tussling and mixing it up, and you hit it, and since you've got the +2 with a base of 5 on your weapon, you're going to be calling 7s. You're going to hit it saying 7 normal, 7 normal, 7 normal, until the goblin drops. Now, once the goblin drops, you can stand over the goblin, extend your hand, and say the phrase
searching.
Once you say that, the goblin's going to take whatever treasure it's holding and it's going to hand it to you. So you want to save and hold on to this treasure. It can be anything from coins to components. This is going to be really important compiling and stocking up on later. So at this point, you've killed some random stuff in town, but you want to get involved with the game. So what you really want to do is find out where plot is and what plot's doing on a Friday night, because they're going to be running what's known as mods. Now, mods are going to be small scripted encounters that are going to be staffed with monsters. They're generally going to involve a puzzle plus some monsters attacking you, and they're going to pay out with some treasure. So you're going to want to go through as many of these as you can on Friday night. You know, that's going to take you well into 1, 2 a.m. At that point, most players are going back to their cabins and either relaxing, having some food, or getting some sleep because they want to wake up early in the morning and quest and be a murder hobo and go around and kill everything and collect all the coins they can. So if you're one of those players that goes to bed around 2 a.m., you know, you're probably waking up excited around 8 a.m. in the morning. You put on your costume, you're ready to go out. You're looking for things, you're looking for monsters. Same story, you're going to kill some stuff. You're going to go around the park finding monsters until you find out what plot's doing, and at that point you'll be put back in mods. Now, there's always some dead and downtime, and players don't really know what to do because Monster Town is either involved with a mod or something else that you're not really involved with. At that point, you should try some role playing. Go around, meet people, meet the other players in the game. It's usually very rewarding. They're going to give you stuff. They're going to ask you if you want to join their team or their barony or their caravan, whatever type of players, their horde, if they're orcs, you know. Meet people. That's the whole point of the game, is to make friends. People are generally extremely friendly. They really want to be helpful. They want to explain things to you. So don't be afraid to ask for help in the game at any point. So hopefully Saturday day you've made some friends and they're cool, and you're going to roll with them into the field battle Saturday night. So let's explain field battles and what people should expect if it's their first LARP.
It's usually the highlight of the event, and you gather in town and you're led to something. And it's usually a well-lit field where plot has set up some sort of structure or hoopla.
Yeah, just they've set something big up, you know. It's either something's on the field that the players will have to navigate through, like a course, but you can guarantee there's going to be big monsters, kind of like an end boss thing, lots of treasure, lots going on. Every player in the park will be participating, so there'll be a couple hundred people on the field. It's going to look, you know, just large and epic, and it'll be your Saturday night fun. So that's going to be the main focus of Saturday. You're going to really want to get involved with that because, you know, honestly, Saturday night by 2 or 3 a.m., the players are going to be back in their cabins sleeping and ready to wake up around, you know, 8 a.m. to pack up and go home. Now that takes us to checkout. Generally at checkout, what you do is you drop your player tags, you fill out a little card that they'll put out. It describes if you want to take any between event actions or any memos or notes you want to take out to staff. And if you don't know how to do that, just ask any player and they'll show you checkout. So now checkout's done, you're really hyped and you're really excited for the next event. You're going to go out and spend a whole bunch of money. This $50 costume doesn't do anymore. You've met dwarves or elves and they've convinced you that you need to be a dwarf and an elf, and you've got all these new Facebook friends, and you're going to come in next event all gung-ho and crazy as some awesome character. So we're going to get to that too, and how to really step it up at the LARP, how to really get involved, how to accelerate your character up levels, how to win treasure, magical items, influence the game, and make things happen. That's going to be on the next episode, which is the Wandering Larper's Advanced Guide to LARP. So until then, au revoir and goodbye, sayonara.